He just threw a flashbang at himself. Nice. It's just a gun game, right? It's just running around and shooting people because it's fun. That's because we like that as people for some reason. Normally, how we would breach a room is we'll have a breacher and we'll stack up on a door, whether it's open or closed.
While Gaz and the Marines push up the building, Price and Soap will work their way down, with Soap repelling to the server floor, pinching Hassan in the middle.
So yeah, that's a really good tactics. Cover both exits, roof and bottom floor, and then just meet them in the middle. It's a good idea. These graphics were really good. They almost look real, right? There's Gaz. I always liked Gaz. Gaz was great. They got old school army uniforms for Marines. SAS, those dudes are really cool, really great dudes. I've worked with them like once. Those dudes are just the most greatest people you've ever met, and they're all rock stars. They're all studs. Great dudes. SAS, SBS dudes are awesome. They're just like tier one, the best operators you could probably ever meet in your life. I like how they really updated their guns. Wow, that's beautiful.
So, hook up.
We do train with repelling and things like this. This is called an Australian repel. When I go to Ranger school, I'll be doing this. They train in this or whatever. This repel is useful for SWAT teams and this type of work. It's really fun. Repelling is a lot of fun. But yeah, we train for situations like this. I don't, but there are people that do that will use this more often, like hostage rescue teams and etc. Oh, good shot. Cracked. Good job. Nice. I like his breach tool on the back. It's really cool breach tool. I think there's a name for it, something like monster claw or meat claw or something, but it's just a claw with a sledgehammer. The single player games, if they really want to get more realistic, they should definitely have like a little bit more smooth and methodical, like moving through fluidity, right? Like it's just right now it's just this guy rolling around with a MP7 and just wasting dudes. But good for him. Maybe he is this good in real life, he's just kind of busting through the door frame or doorway, what have you, and he's not really clearing or digging his corners and clearing that fatal funnel is what we call it. He's just kind of going in there just shooting like John Wayne in it right now, right? Good for him though. Normally how we would breach a room is we'll have a breacher and we'll stack up on a door, whether it's open or closed. He's not really utilizing his tactical equipment. Tactical equipment is a lifesaver. Flashbang, smokes, 9-bangers, just noise, anything to get them off their edge and put them on the back foot. Grenades sometimes, if you know that the room you're about to breach into is full of hostiles, and definitely grenade it. But I wouldn't do it just randomly because you might get some fratricide or maybe even kill some civilians, which is not what we want to do. He just threw a flashbang at himself. Nice. They have ballistic proof riot shields in the real world. I don't know if they'd be able to withstand that much fire. And I don't think the top part of it has full plexiglass. Nowadays, these ballistic shields, they just have like a little window that you peer out of. So those dudes keep like rushing into the room, which is like classic bad guy stupidity, like almost like Hollywood stupidity. They just like do dumb bad guy things. That's definitely a dumb bad guy thing. They probably wouldn't rush into a room like that. You could just post up and just lay hate, but whatever. It's a video game. Me particularly, I try not to be too crucial on video games, right? Because they're not intended to, be completely realistic all the time. Oh, he pulled out the hammer. Nice. Good breach. I like that. So they're just gonna breach out these windows and then just repel again. I wouldn't have stayed that close to it, but yeah, sure. That's just glass. Explosives. Maybe as a special operator, the SF dudes, they're way rad. They have different skills and capabilities that they can do more than just like a normal light infantry guy. I could definitely see a situation where this would be needed, right? A rappel down into a window or a building of some sort to do whatever, but I probably wouldn't have done it here because it's wide out in the open and they can see right through those windows. I don't try to be too crucial on these games or on video games because that's not the intent. It's just to make something that's just so realistic you're like actually in a firefight. I'm assuming probably with like a task force like this where you're just full of special operators that are doing cool operators secret squirrel stuff, they might have a different like rule set to where they can just like roll up on a dude and execute him. It's just a gun game, right? It's just running around and shooting people because it's fun. That's because we like that as people for some reason. And that's my only like issue with Modern Warfare 3 is there's just no rhyme or reason. It's just straight up dumb robots walking around a building and then you just shooting them because you can, because it's fun. What I would really like to see is like a game where it really focuses on like special forces and doing actual special forces things rather than just like doing what everyone thinks special forces do. Well, in this situation, right, we're chasing after a high value target, so the first thing I would want to do is cut off all points of exit that I can. So like I'd want to cut off the front, I'd want to cut off the roof, and then I'd want to basically isolate him into like one level of a building. This guy is pretty crafty. He's just running around the building all free willy-nilly, and he just launched a missile, which is no bueno. For me, if it was me, definitely just pushing and going to get the target as fast as we can. We know he's an HVT, we know he's got weapons of mass destruction or something along the lines, right? And we know that he's going to launch him and use him as a weapon against innocent civilians. So my main priority is basically what these guys are doing and just pushing through the objective as fast as they can to complete the mission, right? Because mission essential. So just pushing through. Definitely slow as smooth, smooth as fast type stuff. You know, combat gliding through buildings, just dropping dudes as you see them, and then just pushing on to where you need to be and what you have to do. Oh wow, so that was a trap door? No, I have never been in a situation to where people are injured in a combat environment or what have you, but we go through procedures and we go through the training that talks about what the steps are to take in case of a situation like that, right? Like, so if someone goes down like that, obviously the first thing you're doing is laying down a solid base of fire, so you know, to keep their heads down, and then sending someone to go get it. But it's also, you know, mission dependent as well. So this game, they brought in like traps and things. They brought in like diversionary tactics and what have you. I play this game on like realistic is like the hardest difficulty I can. I played this game, all games, and I just remember how frustrating this mission was. Anywhere you tried to hide, they would find you almost immediately. I was confused at this though too, because like they have a whole like briefcase on just like one missile, and I can't remember what was loaded in the missile, but if it was headed towards Washington DC, that it can't be good. I think if I was in this situation, I would try to find a weapon of some sort, put something together, a knife, shiv, throw a cup at, I don't know, do something, right? You gotta fight. Oh man. Time pressure's on. I don't know how accurate this is with like getting into something like a missile control box, but you know, I can see why Call of Duty wanted to do it. Want to make a little bit of a time-consuming type ordeal or stress-inducing. They're really taking their time with this. You'd think that there'd be a little bit more communication. Molotovs are no joke neither. I'm surprised he's even still alive. He's been shot like 4 times. I have so many like thoughts and like things in my head with this game, because I wonder what the like game makers, developers were thinking when they made this game. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just like, I wonder what their goal was for this game. There, see, box cutter, boom. Too bad he couldn't have found that right at the beginning. I mean, there's like toolboxes and stuff all over the place, and even in toolboxes, there's like hammers, nail guns. I don't know if there's actually nail guns in there, but with a box cutter though as like a weapon, I don't know how effective that's going to be. Oh dude, what happened? Oh, Hassan is back. I love them for their dramatics, right? They always tell a really good story, but it doesn't really correlate well with like real world things, right? Like the way that his kit is set up is probably as accurate as anyone could be, but it just depends on operator. It's operator preference, right? Like you have your magazines here, your grenades, or whatever have you, whatever you need, depending on the mission. I'd like their attention to detail in those. In things like this. I think the whole premise of this game was that someone was using the cartel to ship things into the United States, which is like one of the first things I said, I think, on this video, is that it's smart, but I don't know how well it would work. I know we got a pretty tight grip on things coming in and out illegally. I think so, but I also could be wrong. Well, everyone, that was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Thank you so much for watching with me. If you like these Gamology Experts React videos, you can find us on Facebook or YouTube. But if you like me more, you can come to on Instagram at moo.snuggle. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.